What's up, Jivin back with another video. As you know, everybody in the community's been complaining about the new addition of the Primal shotgun to the game. Fortnite likes to switch up the shotgun meta every single season to keep people on their toes and adapting, and it forces new playstyles to emerge. So today, I'm going to try to help you get used to fighting against the Primal shotgun. First, I'm just going to show you some fighting tips in creative, and then we'll get into some stuff regarding like early game fighting against it and other things. So how do you survive against it? So if they have the Primal shotgun, their goal is to get in your box, right in your face, and spam that thing. So if they're like against this wall, you need to be consistently branching out. They're going to be just trying to cycle in box to box. And so you just got to keep branching and trying to like get them to walk into your builds and then set up peek shots from there. Like if they go into that box, you can set up a peek here and then get ready to back up because they're going to jump over that right-hand edit. They're just going to be constantly coming at you. So you need to constantly be branching, going for shots like that, and just keep getting new angles and keep running away from it. Because if you let them get into your face, you're screwed. Let's say, for example, they get a cone over top of you here, and they're going to try to like get the walls around you and then break this ramp and get in your face with that thing. So if they get a cone over top of you, you instantly need to try to claim a wall around you and like side jump it, or just box out that side and then just keep on running, you know? Get a new position and get ready to fight again. Like as soon as they get this cone over you, you gotta get out of there, you know? Otherwise they're gonna box you up and get right in your face. That's called counter piece control, which is a really important topic. Like anytime somebody gets a cone over me, I instantly go for a sidewall and side jump to reposition. But it's especially important with the Primal shotgun because as soon as they get any form of piece control on you, they're gonna try to instantly get right in your face and spam it. Another thing to be careful about is if they're right up against this wall, right? If you edit this peak, they're just gonna jump over the peak into your box. And then they'll try to place this cone and they'll start spamming you. So if you're gonna go for a peek, when they're right up against your wall, you gotta do a window peek like this and be backing up so then you can get out of there right away. If you make a window peek and you're right here, they're just gonna pickaxe and walk into your box. Like right as you edit, it's one pickaxe, you know? And then they're just gonna get in your face. Their goal is literally to just walk forward into your box. Once they get there, they're gonna pull it out and spam. So you gotta kind of keep your distance. If I'm gonna set up a peek like this, maybe I'll do it from back here and then instantly back up. But no matter what you do, they're gonna be walking forward into your box, so you gotta be careful. One thing that I've noticed is in top tier lobbies, like I'm in the higher points of arena, there's hardly anybody using that gun except for in early game. Like mid-game fights is all pumps, so I don't get why people are saying it's that OP. Like it's not that hard to fight against as long as if you keep your distance. As soon as you let them in your face, you're gonna lose, but if you keep your distance and just take peek shots like you're in box fights, you're gonna be chilling. So let's go over some more situations. Let's say they're right here, coming up like this. Instead of going like this, they're just gonna walk in, go like this real quick, and then place a ramp over you. No matter what peek you make, if they're against this wall, you need to instantly get out of there after you take your shot. So like I said, try to play towards the back of your box if you know they have this gun. That way you can back up and instantly back up even more. And then maybe go for peeks like that. Just keep your distance because that gun is only deadly up close if they're in your box. Setting up distant peeks is really, really good. Like if they're all the way over there, cycling in that wall, you can edit like that and go for a peek shot like that. And then they're gonna come into that box. And so like if you have a cone there, they walk into that box, just branch out one more and do it all over again like that. And then branch out again like that. If they're pressuring this wall like this, you can go for a peek like that and then back up a little more. The main goal is just if you know they have that gun, don't get up close. And the general rule of thumb is try to keep your distance in any fight. Like taking 50-50s is known to be very bad. So you got to be careful, especially with the Primal shotgun in the game. Sometimes you're not going to know that they have that gun. So you might as well just be careful and go for smart peeks. If they're boxed up and you're pressuring them like from above or something, just make sure that you're like building around you and you have this wall ready to reset because they're probably going to try to get a cone over you, double edit up, and then get in your face with a ramp here, and then they'll be right here like spraying at you. So if you're pressuring them from above, make sure you claim this wall right away. Another thing to keep in mind is avoid getting cocky and doing stuff like a mongrel edit, because if you do this, they're just going to walk forward at you, which has happened to me countless times. If you're doing like say an edit course, you're going for a clip or something, instead of like doing the whole mongrel like that, set up a peek like that, or a window peek. So like you'll be doing the edit course, and then right as you get to the end, set up a right-hand peek. A lot of people, when they're doing an edit course, they'll go all the way through and run into their face to try to hit a max damage shot. But in this meta, that's just not going to work because of the Primal shotgun. You gotta do right-hand peeks. If you ever die to that gun, instead of complaining about, you know, the gun being OP and stuff, just try to figure out what you did wrong. Did you get too close? Did you let them psycho into your box without an escape? Like, did you let them psycho right here, place a cone in your box, and get in your face when you should have branched out and stayed a box away? You gotta play on the defensive with this thing. Keep your distance. With these shotguns in the game, like, the fighting styles for each of these shotguns is so different. Like, the pump, you know, it's like typical build fight, box fight, trying to go for peak shots, but with that gun, it's just psycho into people's faces. So when you're starting a fight, you should try to figure out what shotgun they have. That way you can read their playstyle a little bit better. If you realize they have the Primal shotgun right away at the start of a fight, that puts you at an advantage because you know their entire goal in the fight is going to be getting into your face. And so if you go into a fight knowing that they have a Primal shotgun, you can avoid letting them psycho into your face and just play careful and distant. But if you know they have a pump, then you can just fight like it's a normal fight, you know? Another little thing to note about the Primal shotgun is that it doesn't do very much damage to walls. So if they're just spraying at your wall with a Primal shotgun, they're going to waste almost all of their bullets before they get into your box. So if you see them start to spray a Primal shotgun and you can get a wall, they're not going to be doing hardly any damage to this wall. Just a little thing to note. Another thing that is actually really annoying is people are starting to carry pumps and Primal shotguns, so then they're able to play both playstyles. So if you're playing like distant peeks like this, like setting up a peek from here, they may have a pump. And so you're going to think that maybe they only have a pump, but then they're just randomly going to get in your box with a Primal shotgun. So that is pretty annoying. But just make your general goal in a fight, don't let people into your box. Avoid 50-50s. That'll increase your chance of survival. And then you won't have to worry about the Primal shotgun. It won't even be a threat to you if you can't get close to it. Now, the biggest time where the Primal shotgun is painful to play against is early game, so here are my tips. Play slower than you normally would have in other seasons off spawn. You need to try to keep your distance from players until you know if they have a Primal shotgun or not. Play safe box to box if you're getting pushed. Maybe go for some peek shots if they're on you, but in early game at all costs, do not let anyone get into your face unless you're sure they don't have the Primal shotgun. What I try to do is slow down, analyze the situation, study the opponent, and figure out what shotgun they have. Listen for audio cues and study the player. I try to avoid getting pushed, and I try to become the third party in early game situations to increase my chances of survival. I made a whole video talking about how I do this. If you're interested, it's my early game tips in Season 6 video. But the most important thing off spawn is try to study your opponent, play slower than you normally would, and figure out what shotgun they have. Hopefully this video helps you out. I know everybody in the community has been struggling against this gun, including me, but once we master this new playstyle of how to play against the Primal shotgun, we'll all be so much better off. And honestly, I think the Primal shotgun will almost become useless at that point. I've already seen in top tier lobbies that people aren't really using the Primal shotgun after early game. So who knows, once we get used to the shotgun, maybe it won't even be that big of a deal. Like maybe they'll always be at the disadvantage for having that gun. Keep grinding, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and use code JivenTV in the item shop. Love you. Bye.